Hello, welcome back. And as always, thank you for joining me here. It's very important to take time out of your day, your evening, wherever you find yourself here in the world, and pay some attention to this message, to pay some attention to other messages that are from our inner teacher. To pay attention to your spiritual practice, whatever that may look like. So I very much appreciate your being here. It's very important. What you're doing right now, and just taking a few minutes out of your day, is of incredible importance. And I hope you get that because I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. At the end, want more? Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about a very foundational, fundamental idea here in A Course in Miracles that we're so prone to overlook. In fact, we're prone to overlook simple ideas completely. We don't even pay attention to the obvious in our lives. We don't pay attention to what we say is right in front of our face. It's right here. And we don't even notice the obvious because we're so distracted and carried off by all our diversions, all our distractions, all of the stuff that we heap upon ourselves in daily life. Hmm. Again, it's very, very important that you're taking even a few minutes out of your busy day or out of your complicated and busy evening, whatever that looks like, to pay attention to this message. I mean, it really does matter. Because the truth is, we can't hear the voice for God. We can't hear the Holy Spirit. We can't hear Jesus. We can't hear whatever you want to call it, this part of our mind that knows truth and can point us in that direction. We can't hear it when we're frantic. How calm and patient are you really when you're in a fit of rage or a state of panic or anxiety? And we find ourselves in those states of mind an awful lot. It is in quiet that we're able to hear the Holy Spirit. Which is not to say that we all have to completely shave our heads, take up robes, and abscond to Tibet, Bhutan, and Nepal to meditate in a cave for many decades in solitary retreat. That is not required of us now, however, if you're instructed and suggested to do that, if the Holy Spirit says so, do it. But, well, most of us aren't going to get that message. The reality is, peace of mind is available to us right now, wherever we are. In a business meeting, it's available to you. In the midst of taking care of the kids, the dog, the cat, the household chores, the dishes, it's available to you. Doesn't matter where you appear to find yourself, it's available to you. A foundational premise here on the spiritual path in general, and here in A Course in Miracles, is learning to relax and trust the guidance of our inner teacher. Learning to relax and trust. We're invited here to resign as our own teacher. We're invited to step down, step aside as our own teacher of what we think is reality. We have been badly taught. We don't understand anything that we've been taught by ourselves because we were badly taught by ourselves. Resign as your own teacher. What does this mean? Well, we have the option to invite and to take the Holy Spirit as our teacher instead of the ego, instead of ourselves. When we think of ourselves here in the world, we think of this little device over here. We think of our body, we think of our job, of our families, of our relationship status, of our personalities, of the things that we like to eat, the things we like to drink, the things we like to do, our political views, if any. Yeah, all of that stuff is us. We're attempting to teach ourselves what we are from a very limited and incorrect viewpoint, individuality. We have managed to convince ourselves that we're an individual, therefore, everyone else that we appear to see that appears to be outside us is also a separate individual. And then we start to get real nervous because these supposedly separate individuals compete with us a lot of the time, and they collaborate with us a lot of the time. And sometimes it's a little of both in the same 30-second period, up, down, up, down. There's a tense push and pull relationship. There is a quid pro quo, and it exhausts us and makes us paranoid and afraid because we have managed to convince ourselves that our brother, who appears to be separate from us, is going to get our stuff. So we had better plan accordingly. This could mean a preemptive strike. It could mean endless machinations that cloud and disturb our mind, obsessing about past events and obsessing about future events that may come, but they're not here. And how many times have you obsessed and driven yourself into a fit of anxiety and frustration over something that never came to pass? We've all done that. You don't have to continue down that path. Simply don't have to continue to do that. We could choose right now to resign as our own teacher. We've been badly taught. We think we're an ego. Therefore, every single lesson that we try to teach ourselves is from that false premise. Got the premise completely wrong. The Holy Spirit, on the other hand, is part of our mind and knows who and what and where we really are. It can point us to truth and will, should we relax, invite his guidance, its guidance, and trust it. It's that simple. We don't make simple things easy because we're so used to seeing ourselves as separate beings. We think that we've separated from God. We have not. That's impossible. Why? God is the only reality. Mhm. Not very many spiritual traditions posit that. Now, don't get me wrong, this does not make A Course in Miracles superior to any other tradition. It makes it really direct, though. There is no tradition that's superior to any other tradition. Why? That would imply a separation between traditions. There can't be any such thing as superior and inferior. There can't be any such distinction between faster, slower. All roads lead to the same place in the end. God. Why? God's the only reality. Where else are they going to go? We have many, many doors that are open to us. That accounts for the multitude of spiritual traditions extant in this world. We have access to all of them right here on the internet. So, which will you open? Which door will you open? Well, if you choose to open this one and walk in, understand that you're going to get some extraordinary resistance immediately, or almost immediately, from the ego itself, who that wants your allegiance. All resistance to truth is the ego fighting for survival. In truth, there is no ego because there's no separation. So, how could there be an individual? It's a very simple premise, yet one we're not trained on. We've taught ourselves continued separation. We have been poorly taught. Let us allow ourselves to be taught correctly. The essence of accepting what A Course in Miracles refers to as atonement for ourselves is accepting the Holy Spirit's correction of our perception, accepting the correction of our inner teacher, who will show us gently, kindly, and lovingly every time how we've gotten everything backwards and what to do with that. Forgive. We just bring our little willingness to listen and forgive whatever's in front of us. He does the rest. Relax and trust. There is no separation of any kind in truth. In giving this course, Jesus is addressing mind, not the physical body, the mind that thinks that it's torn, that thinks it can even be possible to be torn between truth and illusion. This confused, cluttered, and stressed out and afraid mind that also has been listening to guidance from the Holy Spirit. You've been listening to it, or you wouldn't be here. So I invite you to continue to listen. This course is all about changing our mind. It's a course in mind training. When we accept atonement for ourselves, in other words, when we accept the Holy Spirit's correction, central to this is the acknowledgement that the separation, this perceived separation from God, never occurred. It's not possible. God is the only reality. It's stated here in A Course in Miracles in even fewer syllables than that. God is. Of course, what's implicit in that is only God is. The world that we appear to see, the world that we appear to inhabit, is a projection of our mind. That can be a real mind blower, especially at first. Yet, A Course in Miracles is not the only spiritual tradition to assert that. Here you are paying attention to this course, and you're invited to continue to do so. Understand that doing this will involve extraordinary resistance. No sugarcoating that. This is not all rainbows and unicorns. It's not some blissful, hot, sexy retreat in the tropics. I mean, not that that sounds bad. Sounds kind of fun. Costa Rica is rather beautiful if you've never been. In fact, it's fantastic. But that's not the point. Spirituality is not about making the dream more beautiful. Some traditions are. Have you followed some of those? You may have. And you're more than welcome to continue down that path should you want to, yet you're here, which tells you everything you need to know. It tells me everything I need to know about how close you are to awakening. You will encounter some significant barriers from the ego itself. All resistance is of the ego. Expect it. Expect this to be messy. In other words, expect it to be, well, not so smooth. Because whoever changed comfortably? I mean, think about that in any arena in life. Whoever transformed with great bliss and comfort the whole way without a single apparent obstacle popping up, without a single moment of doubt, without a single moment of rage, frustration, guilt, pain, blame, and fear. Who? Nobody? Exactly. We've got it all backwards. Our perception's upside down. This course aims to turn it right side up. But we need to bring our willingness to do that, to look at all of the stuff, the drama that makes us uncomfortable. Look at it with the Holy Spirit. Look with our inner teacher rather than with the ego. The ego has taught us very poorly. We can't do any of this on our own little ego self. We need the help of our inner teacher. We do. The answer is not to be found in the world itself, it's from outside the world. And you completely know that deep down. None of this means that you have to accept this. I mean, it's real easy to criticize this course. It's real easy to take a look at the messenger, which actually is nothing more than an image on your screen, and criticize the image on your screen. Well, that doesn't do us very much good, does it? Where's the critique? It's in our mind. It's in your mind when you're critiquing an image on your screen or a book, calling it wrong or bogus or recently goofy. Thank you. Yeah, I'm in. Where is that criticism? It's in your mind. We can't eject it, we can't project it outward and pawn off our own stuff on somebody else. Thoughts remain in the mind of the thinker, ideas leave not their source. So we're invited to recognize when we have these hateful, spiteful thoughts, forgive whatever appears to be causing it, and release it to the Holy Spirit. Forgive, release, forgive, release. Look past the surface level drama to the truth of what is. And you know what that is. Doesn't mean you have to want to go there today. You may be hearing this for the first time thinking that this is nuts, and that's okay. It can seem really weird at first. And understand that that's because we've been conditioned otherwise. This can seem really, really new, yet it's very ancient, isn't it? Because you're still watching, you're attracted to this, you've been drawn to this, it has found you. Can't go back. Doesn't mean you have to follow this course the remainder of this lifetime, but you'll never be satisfied with the way things were again. And why would you be? You sought to leave that state of mind in the first place by looking at spirituality. It was not comfortable. Our so-called comfort zone is not comfortable. It's painful. That's why we're here. That's why it's very important to really do the work. This course asks that of us. Happily, all we have to bring is our willingness, our little willingness to listen to the guidance of the Holy Spirit instead of the yammering, bleating voice of the ego that never shuts up. It's always talking, shrieking at you. And when it can't get your attention with loving little thoughts and nice little entreaties, it shouts at you and tries to hit you and club you and knock you down. It does. It's vicious. It's also nothing. So, in your practice of forgiveness, something that you may wish to try is forgive the ego itself. It's not your opponent. It's nothing. It's not there. It's bye bye. You don't have to club it to death. Remember, it's not your opponent. You have no opponent. You don't have to try to outsmart it or to spend all of your time devising methods for trapping the ego at its game. Just forgive and release it. Listen to the guidance of your inner teacher, the Holy Spirit, who will put the thoughts in your mind. It's quite simple, and we don't find it easy. We don't make it easy for ourselves. Hence, the need to continue to come back to this and other teachings on the course, come back to the course itself, come back to your forgiveness practice. If you're going through the workbook for students, take a pause out of your day, do a practice period as suggested, right? Come back to it over and over again. As many times as you notice yourself distracted, bring your awareness back to true forgiveness of the Son of God, the world, space time, the ego itself, and all phenomena. Start with that. Thank you. Questions are, of course, inevitable on this, the weird, wild roller coaster ride called the spiritual path. To that extent, if you have them, please feel welcome to leave them here. This comment thread is open for questions, and yeah, they're always welcome. So please feel free to ask if you have questions about A Course in Miracles or spirituality in general. And the subscription prompts, the icon over here in the corner of your screen. Click that, join us. We have several conversations here every week. Well, because there's always something to talk about, and there's always a reminder for us from our inner teacher. So I thank you for paying attention to that reminder or series of reminders today, and I will see you again soon.